started. So yes, let us continue. The prince has said harsh words to Yeisarath, and you wake up with the prince leaning over you. You are incapacitated, you haven't gained any extra blood points because the blood got burned up waking you up, but you are out of torpor, and your enemy is right next to you. How do you react, Raffaello?
He's lying I'm guessing he's still lying on the ground. The Assamite, that is.
Yep. He's completely out of blood, he's just barely awake, he's still incapacitated. The prince smirks. I'll let your clanmate explain. I'll want to hear your side of the story. As for you, Sarath, don't tell him what you told me. Don't even mention it. I want to hear his side of the story without you. Well, I've had neonates try to coordinate their tales before me previously, and I'm not interested in it.
Just too bad. It would be nice to know, for him to hear that Raffaello was tortured for half the fight.
I assume you told him that already.
Yeah. But he won't be able to tell him much after he got tortured. So you know.
So yeah, your buffs have worn off. It's now towards the morning, and you are essentially in the, well, played out, I suppose. Instantly, you can use what blood you have left to heal up, and there are some blood bags on the table if you need to refill.
Hint, hint. Don't use all of them. Just enough.
You can pick yourself off the floor now, Raffaello. There are 9 blood bags left on the table. You can partake if you need them to heal and not be hungry in the process. Or you can just take them all and drain them. I'm sure the prince wouldn't mind. He seems angry. Okay, you take 4.
You did use a lot of blood there. Oh no, you were used. You you wouldn't be out of blood. You'd be at the you'd be at level you were at the time of you being tortured.
Yeah, you have exactly as much as you did before. They didn't drain you before waking you up. Like they did with the Assamite, since he's the dangerous prisoner. And the prince knows who the fuck you are, and he's sure he can put the both of you down permanently if he needs to, very easily. You can do that, sure. So you're mostly functional. That's perfectly fine. So, do you just tell the prince what happened? As much of it as you witnessed? How much do you tell him about the, I mean, I assume you're gonna tell him about the fight and doesn't really care that much about that. But how much are you gonna tell him about the, what's really going on? And what's up with Giovanni? Okay, so you give him a short overview of what happened and how quickly you got sliced to ribbons. The prince is, while you're talking incidentally, eyeing the Assamite as a poisonous snake he suddenly found in his garden. He doesn't seem to like the idea of someone like that causing trouble in his city.
I really shouldn't have asked you about the Assamite's nature, you know.
I'm sure your clanmate can explain to you what happened. I'm more interested in the interrogations. Exactly why are these Giovanni interested in you? And exactly how likely are they gonna be to keep causing trouble? Yeah, the prince seems very unhappy. Yes. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, for in-game purposes, you caused the deaths of some of Claudio's mortal family, so he's pissed. Like, really pissed. Like, I'm gonna make an example of this bitch pissed. Meanwhile, Karen is still smoking, waiting for you to return. Weird though. Matt's just ditching us. Did you hear that he say anything before he logged off?
No, we just disappeared.
It's totally weird. I mean, maybe something came up, we don't know. The prince just groans. This is over some mortals? This is our kind? And I assume the partnership they offered is because of this as well, isn't it? God damn it. Do you think that they have done all of this just to get at you? Honestly. The prince seems to be in his kill everything mood. Someone might be for the chop here.
Hopefully it's the guy on the lying on the ground getting interrogated, not one of the two of us.
You know, at least you seem to realize that this isn't the moment to be a smartass. But I'm sure Raphael is gonna type out something really horrible and he won't disappoint me. He's gonna get you both killed now. I'm sure of it.
That wouldn't be the worst thing to happen right now.
And you
So
get
you won't allow it, you know.
and you get to start
Pretty sure
off
at
as
least you won't.
Gen 11 and Malik's childer, right?
Totally sounds like a better idea. Now being, you know, blackmail and everything.
Well, Alberta knows about Malik too.
They were only Sabbath. So it's a lot less. It's not like he went ahead and diabolized the sheriff. He was a
You
good
know,
friend of Prince, apparently.
if you know, the Sabbat knew the sheriff was there. They knew what he looked like. I mean, well, it doesn't really matter, right? But
They're all dead anyway.
this thing, Malik was there. He let it happen. He's an accomplice in any case. Enough. Enough, Raffaello. How likely are they gonna be to keep causing trouble? Just how deep does this vendetta go? I don't want your life story. I want to know how much trouble is this gonna be? And there is Raffaello, not disappointing. In fact, spinning a fanciful tale of bullshit and trying to seem without, yapping on without really saying anything. The prince doesn't like shit like that. No, 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 no. The prince gets mad
Uh,
about shit like that.
this will end terribly.
He's
I
not a
know it.
happy camper right now.
I wonder why. Can it have anything to do with the breaking of the masquerade on like every single level? Oh my god, no! Oh my god! Oh my god!
The prince just walks up to you and smacks you hard across the face. Let me just find him and roll for bashing damage on you. Dexterity brawl. He's actually does hit.
Watch.
Nope. You're gonna be spitting
Aww.
teeth now. How much potence did I give him? Enough. Oh, you'll be able to soak. It's bashing damage, so you'll be fine, but this may well hurt.
At least he's not attacking you with protean claws.
Okay, it's not that bad. You just need to soak 2 points in order to be undamaged. Of course, the sheer force of the blow makes you stumble. And yes, you take 2 points of bashing damage. You are spitting up teeth and blood as the prince just backhands you like a little bitch and walks back to the throne. Jesus Christ! The derp is strong with this group, it really is.
If it wasn't for that I was scared shitless, I'd sigh deeply.
So yeah, please note 2 bashing damage on your sheet. You know, You're the first to make the prince resort to actual violence, whether it's through disciplines or physical crap. He just looks at you squarely after you've picked yourself off the floor and finished spitting out teeth. Don't ever presume to speak for me unless I give you permission. Ever. There is no we in this. There is you causing problems for my city. You know you're still alive, he's unhappy about you. Serath less so. Serath fought bravely for a downed comrade, instead of running like little bitch. He can respect that. You on the other hand, I mean, what did you do? You cast some fancy Tremere magics and went down like a little, you know, useless fucker. He's not impressed by the tale of your bravery. I mean, Serath, he practically managed to, he almost managed to put a foe down.
I resisted bravely before I was struck down.
Then again, you did get seen training a hobo.
It wasn't a great time.
It's somewhere between a impassioned violation and an accidental thing, and I'm willing to let it slide as an, you know, at 5, when you really don't have a choice and you can justify it like that, it's not that big a deal. The prince again looks at the two of you while the sheriff is continuing to mutter with the Assamite, continuing the hypnosis. Are you two aware that a Giovanni delegation recently arrived in the city?
Definitely.
And they offered me a partnership, hiring my firm to provide security for some of their oil fields in Africa. I find it hard to believe that Claudio Giovanni would be, wielding as much power as he does, be so wasteful as to initiate this sort of deal just to get at one neonate. Do either of you have any thoughts on the matter? Since you seem to be far more familiar with the situation than I, which is clearly someone's mistake.
Out of character? Can I roll to see if I know what I know about what might actually make the Giovanni family, someone of the Giovanni family, try to kill someone like Raffaello this bad?
I mean, you don't have to roll, it's the usual mafia bullshit. Make an example, fuck him up, he crossed us, make him regret it, that kind of crap. It's macho bullshit, essentially.
No, but like this is like essentially, from what I understand, probably what rumors I've heard and such. Raffaello was in Italy and did something that got him exiled. But if that wasn't enough, they probably did something that it would insult the Giovanni family directly.
Would Serath know? No, he wouldn't. I mean, no, actually. Raffaello did just talk about killing some mortals. Apparently they were important mortals. So,
Oh wait. well, actually, there's.
I mean, you don't really... You know, maybe you burned a kid or two. Couple of women died screaming under an axe. It's all day's business, sending a message, right? Well, maybe you got a bit overzealous, but your sire told you to make sure that they wouldn't forget what you did, so... You did that, right? Serath? Yeah, you're still here. Good. So, yeah, apparently you've done some naughty things. Okay, so, is there anything your character would... I mean, okay, um, so is there anything you want to say about Claudio to the prince, or are you just gonna leave it like it is? Like, Claudio can be, he doesn't like being fucked with, and apparently he's decided to make an example of you in the traditional mafia manner. I mean, do you wish to comment about this to the prince in some way? Or are you just gonna leave it at that? You know, the prince just sighs and he actually messages someone, and your ghoul gets sent in. He tells the two of you that you are free to go at this point. He seems to think that he's gotten everything he's going to from you. As you prepare to go, he says that don't worry about this Asimite. He's gonna be having a very bright day, if not tonight or this morning, then the next. You may proceed to the Chantry, where you may ask uncomfortable questions of various people, including certain ghouls, if you have suspicions. You may be muted, Jackal, or I can't hear anything from you.
No, I'm not actually saying anything right now.
Okay.
I'm just moving the token around to a more appropriate location.
Okay. Bronson has his feet on the desk there. He's just chillaxing, the spare shotgun next to him.
I look very... I look intimidatingly at him. Do I have to roll intimidation now?
Oh, you're gonna pass the shit downstream, right? Okay, roll intimidation. Are you gonna just...
Difficulty 6. No extra penalties or anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah!
Bronson just ignores you. He seems to be smoking one of Raffaello's cigars.
And so you see Raffaella coming in there.
He swiftly hides the cigar. You don't manage to see it, Raffaello, but you can smell the smoke in the air. Apparently someone's been smoking tobacco here. One of those nights, huh?
Nietzsche's online apparently.
Is he? Well, that's great. Nietzsche, hey, can you hear me? Apparently he's active in the chat, but he shows as offline to me. Weirdness.
He's online. Me? Hello
Okay,
there.
so they managed to get the Russians off the club with some clever use of dominate, and then they managed to get torpedoed by a Assamite assassin that proceeded to whoop their hides.
And he was that same Assamite assassin was not totally overpowered at all. Or was he, GM?
You know, maybe a smidge, but honestly I expected you to play it a bit smarter than that as well. I mean, for fuck's sake, you've got dominate. That's like one of the most useful disciplines, even at low levels.
I know. I need to stop thinking with my sword. And it's probably a thing I need to do.
And failing that, you should have gone for the fire, just Rochrick the fucker. So yeah, they are now both 2 steps bloodbound to the prince since he brought them out of torpor. Fun times, eh? Fun times.
The pro the problem I have with fire, it only does 2 damage per round.
Admittedly.
So we messed up this time.
Wow, you're really echoey. Also, Zoe? Uh, yeah, it was a big masquerade screw-up. The prince is unhappy, but
I
he's most...
kinda got taped on video of eating a hobo and fighting an Assamite assassin. And
Yeah,
insulting that Assamite assassin with a lot of masquerade breaching with a lot of masquerade breaching sentences.
Nietzsche. Raphael actually managed to get the prince to fuck up his pretty Italian face. He's the first one to have earned a bitch slap from the prince. You may congratulate him now. You
Well,
know,
congratulations.
wow, you are really echoey. I think you might be using the wrong mic on that computer of yours again.
Testing.
Nope, still echoey. It's weird the way that works for you sometimes, huh? Yeah, sure. So, Serath, do you want to proceed with doing something, anything with someone, anyone? She seems to be going to the
Like I
library.
wouldn't I wouldn't have anything to do with her because I wouldn't know that because I've failed every single of my perception empathy checks.
Yeah, I mean, you could try and question her again. You could question all the ghouls. It might be Tony. Tony knew where the meeting was happening.
I don't think so.
He might be playing both sides.
Testing.
Oh, now it's good.
A
Yeah,
lot better.
yeah, now it's good.
Yes, it changed back to the default microphone for some reason.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, so they managed to, after a tense negotiation, dominate the Russian into accepting a deal on the promise of future cooperation and smuggling to, essentially leave the club alone. Like, just leave the club alone. You want to be our friend, we can arrange cool shit in the future kind of thing, you know? Essentially playing on contacts that Raffaello doesn't really have in Italy anymore.
But yeah, as Bacon said, does this count? I'm guessing this counts as this counts as bringing the vampire hunters over here. Pretty, quite a bit actually. Too.
Yeah, I'm gonna add this to the fuck up counter I have going.
Plus 10.
How did you get slapped by the prince?
He started being all bullshitting about the Giovanni's being out for them all and all that.
He was like, essentially, this is a problem we need to fix and, you know, crap like that. And the prince didn't like his attitude. So he fixed it for him, made an adjustment, minus a few teeth, but, you know. Okay, so, I think I'm gonna add this to Raffaello's list. And to yours, I guess. It's not exactly points so much as it is just a list of all the things you've done to, you know.
Maybe you should have been more clear on that.
So, you are currently at home. You have another, say, 3 hours till dawn. So you could go out and hunt and risk another screw up. Oh, incidentally, this certainly doesn't count as a night of rest since you, you know. Mads was here earlier, but he suddenly vanished. I don't know, maybe something came up. It's weird though. Also, John came up for like a second as he was launching apparently EU4, but I don't know, it's weird.
Mads was here earlier, but for some reason he disappeared completely. Just
I mean, it
disappeared
could be
completely.
anything. The internet could have died for him. I don't know. Is there anything you specifically want to do, Nietzsche? Like, I mean, I think you need to, yeah, well, I suppose it happens, but yeah, you need to subtract a blood point for this night since we're on the next night, and you probably want to go hunting along with the rest of them, at the very least, just so that I can possibly write
Anyway,
down another screw up for
Chris,
you.
you there?
Wait, what? I was muted? Jesus Christ. Malik, note down a point of blood for tonight, and you might want to go hunting along with the rest so that I can note down another screw up for you guys. Also, I'm gonna restart the recording here.